So I wanted to talk about roux because I think it has an intimidating name, but it's a very simple concept just with a big old French name in front of it. So instead of it being flour and butter, think of it as flour and a liquid content, that is melted butter. The melted butter is going to disperse the particles of flour. So when we add it to a stock or a warm milk, it will allow even dispersion. The confusion really comes from when people say put a hot roux in a cold liquid or a cold roux in a hot liquid. Really, it's all about the dispersion of particles. So in order, we want to whisk those particles all over our sauce and then bring up the temperature so they activate in the right places. Adding hot roux to a cold liquid will just set the butter in the roux, and whisking will do nothing. It's really not as bad as it sounds. You just have to whisk as you bring it up to temperature. Now, this is a hot roux into a warm liquid, a liquid that isn't hot enough to activate those starches. And because the flour particles are protected by the butter until they disperse, I get this velvety sauce instead of flour dumplings floating everywhere, because warm liquid plus flour equals a lot of gluten. A roux and a cornstarch slurry follow the same rules of disperse particles and then heat. For both, 50-50 ratios are good of cornstarch to water or butter to flour. I use a 60-40, so 60% flour, 40% butter, because if I want to add butter to a sauce, I can just emulsify it in later. And making roux shouldn't be thought of as a headache. It can be just as fast as a gravy packet and way cheaper.